Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Running from the Past by Alan Orloff, narrated by Roger Wayne. Chapter 1. Years Earlier. The boy shivered as he huddled against the damp cinder-block wall in the subterranean darkness. Aside from a slight whistling noise when he inhaled, the chamber was quiet. He imagined snakes, big snakes, small snakes, green ones and black, slithering on the floor around him, their flickering, forked tongues waiting to strike, waiting until the time was right to converge on their defenseless prey. He tried to shake off the nasty thoughts and focus on happier times. Times on the playground, playing tag, chasing girls, or kicking a soccer ball. Those days seemed long ago, part of a different reality. Now his reality was punishment, darkness, hunger, mustiness, and the odor of things better left unexamined. Peeing on the dank floor and having to smell the urine for hours. All terrible things, but waiting was the worst. One of these times his father wouldn't come back for him, he was certain. One of these times his father would just let him wait, and wait, and wait, until... The 7-year-old boy shifted positions and stretched his legs. The right one had gone to sleep. He rose gingerly and tried to walk it off, cringing at the tingly pricks of the pins and needles. Keeping one hand on the wall, he followed it until he reached a corner of the room. Carefully placing one bare foot in front of the other, he measured the length of the wall. 78-foot lengths. Last time he measured, it was 79. Of course, that was months ago. Maybe his foot had grown since then. The thought of growing and getting bigger and stronger encouraged him. If he were bigger and stronger, he might be able to stand up to his father, prevent the punishments. But he was still only a child, doomed to suffer for many more years. This time, it had started with a cookie, a single Oreo. He'd been hungry and couldn't wait until dinner, so he snuck into the kitchen and climbed onto the counter to get into the cabinet. He'd snatched a cookie from the package and was preparing to jump off when he slipped ever so slightly. Trying to regain his balance, he jackknifed his leg right into his father's antique radio, which sat on a special display stand next to the counter. The stand teetered for what seemed like an eternity, then toppled over, and he discovered how fragile antiques could be. The resulting noise brought his father as fast as any fire alarm would have. The boy didn't even have time to plot an escape or make up a story. He paced the wall again, this time starting from the opposite side. Still 78-foot lengths. With the heel of his palm, he pounded the wall. That stupid radio! If he'd been caught swiping a cookie, he might have gotten spanked. But breaking the radio, that was what had sentenced him to the cellar. The boy knew his father was crueler than his friend's parents, but that didn't mean he loved the boy any less, did it? His father always said these punishments were for his own good. If that were true, then why did he hate his father? A scratch from the far side of the cellar attracted the boy's attention. He squinted to see the source of the noise and thought he could make out some shifting shadows, but he realized his mind was playing tricks on him. There was no light whatsoever to actually see anything. He knew rats were nocturnal, but he wasn't sure if it was now day or night. He'd taken a nap when he first was locked in this dungeon. He didn't know how the rats could tell day from night either, in the inky blackness. He strained to listen for their attack, but the boom, boom, boom of his runaway heart filled his ears. Scritch, scratch, scritch, scratch, the rats advanced to the beat. Scritch, scratch, scritch, scratch. The rats approached, their formation crisp and clean and ever closer. The boy began to stamp his feet, marching in place at double time, then faster, faster, determined to smash any critters that scampered underneath his bare soles. And then, just when he thought the hungry rats were inches away, just before their whiskers grazed his toes, he screamed. A loud, piercing shriek meant to scare off the rodents, the snakes, his father, and all the other real and imaginary demons haunting his soul. He screamed for a very long time.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?